Kelly from Cards by Christine and the Sunshine Stampin' Co. here with you in the upper hive for August Paper Pumpkin 2026. I was running, okay? Can you tell? I'm out of shape. So here's the story. I got here this morning and I had to put the finishing touches on our alternative cards. Sorry, I don't sit like a normal person in a chair, so it takes a little bit for me to get situated. The embellishments that I wanted to use on the set of alternative cards were not something that I had, and so I found them and was, trying to strategically put them on the cards. And then I look up and the whole system's not there. I was down in the hive and I was like, oh no, it is 3 minutes to 9 and I need to move all my stuff upstairs. Oh, I didn't put the gray granite pad away downstairs. Whoops. So anyways, ran upstairs and got everything set up and was pretty close to being on time. And then I got a warning on the phone that there was only 10% battery left. Normally we try to keep the charging cords with the devices, but alas it wasn't. So I scampered my little hiney back downstairs and grabbed the charging cords, and then here we are. Although I even snuck in a potty break because I was like, this is a lot. So I am just Johnny on it this morning. And yes, I am all dressed to the nines today. We have back to school social this afternoon, which I am so excited about. I have such great feelings about the school year this year. Sorry, this is going to help me bring my heart rate down too. So we're going to whee before we get started. So I am extremely excited about the school year this year. I think this is going to be my 3rd year teaching. My son has been at that school for 5 years. My other son has been at the school for 3 years or 4 years, or maybe it's 4 and 6. I think maybe they've been there 4 and 6 years. The school community is incredible. Unlike anything you can imagine. It's such a we live in a really great community, first of all, but the families and the school community, so good. The students are kids and they are students, they get out of hand and whatever. But largely, they are so good, so well behaved. And I just have a really good feeling about this school year. We have had in-service week this past week, and it feels good. It feels good to be back. It feels good to be around. Everyone's back and re-energized and rejuvenated. I just kind of put them together. But yeah, we've got some great staff returning, some new staff that's great, and it's gonna be a really good time. So very excited about that. Shameless plug. For those of you who are friends with me on Facebook, if you have not seen, I'm just going to call it out. I promise I'll only take about 20 seconds. I am doing a sponsor a caddy for our art program this year. We replaced all of the crayons and colored pencils and markers because, as you can imagine, after 2 years, the crayons are broken and the colored pencils are this big, and some of the markers are dried out. So we did that, and I am looking for support from my community who are interested and willing to do that. Sponsoring a caddy is only $10. I really priced things out as best as I could. Who would have known the cheapest 24-pack of colored pencils? Because just to let you know, 12 colored pencils are only the basic colors, and that is not appropriate for art class. So a pack of 24 colored pencils is literally the only place they went on sale this year was Pick and Save. I went to the grocery store to get colored pencils, and only colored pencils because I don't go grocery shopping there. But I was like, oh, this is funny. So yeah, I did really diligent work in finding the best deals, waiting till back to school season so that the crayons are 50 cents instead of $1.30 or whatever. So, oh my goodness, Susan, thank you. So yes, I am looking to get a little money into the art program so that I don't have expenses coming out of my pocket. Now, I do appreciate the school doing their best in all ways, shapes, and forms, but you know, sometimes there just isn't extra money in the budget for things like that. So there is information on my Facebook page about how to sponsor a caddy. You can send a check in the mail. You can, let's see here, Venmo, PayPal, or any of our local people go ahead and just drop it in the hive. And as part of it, I want to teach the students the importance of showing gratitude for people who support us. So I'm going to have the students, we're going to send everyone who has sponsored a caddy a handmade card and a piece of artwork. Now, I haven't decided if the piece of artwork is going to be on the card or if it's going to be a card and a piece of artwork, but so yeah, I also have notes in there that say, oh my goodness, Zach and Jake say hi. I'm gloating about your school, boys. I love you guys so much, and I love our school so much. My boys are watching, so I'm assuming maybe they typed that out because it's in all caps. Maybe they didn't, though. But yes, I'm going to need you to private message me on Facebook your address. I'm collecting addresses so that I can send out thank you cards from the students. Well, so I can have the students send out thank you cards. I was thinking about that too. What another great life skill, teaching them, if they don't already know, how to write out an envelope. Stamp goes here, return address here, address there, address is legible. So anyways, so excited about the school year. Thank you for letting me get that shameless plug in. If you are friends with me on Facebook, you can get more information about what is in the caddy and how to go about doing that. And thank you to Susan Bellamy, who is already saying she's on board. Thank you, thank you, thank you. All right, well, all of that being said, we are here today for our April 2026 paper pumpkin, which is Kindred Greetings. So, I got some shadows. Let's see here. Does it help pull this down? Yeah, it helped a little bit. Okay, that's better. All right, so you guys stick around to the end because I'm telling you. Oh, hello. Okay, so, wow. Oh my head. I have a little bit of a different setup today on watching comments, and I need bifocals. So, like, literally, I'm not kidding. I'm like, holy man, the comments are so tiny. So, hello to Susan Bellamy and Diane Bush, as well as my mom and Zach and Jake. Thank you guys so much for joining us. I appreciate you all being here, and I am excited to show off the alternatives. The kit itself, okay, so again, this is disheveled because I've already cracked it open and I've already pulled some stuff out. When we do paper pumpkin, I am making one set of cards. Sorry. Pause. I never know if you can hear me when I step away or not, so I don't want to like be talking. Not April, August. Ha ha. Yeah, it's not April, it is August. My bad. We are in August, you know, the back to school time. So anyways, I create one set of cards using one set of the pieces on this live. Prior to this live, I use one set of the pieces to create the alternative. And then after this live, there will be an exclusive live for the people who participate in the alternative class using the third set of pieces for the alternative cards. Now, I do believe that is going to be a little different in the upcoming months, because I see that next month, I think we're making 5 each of 2 different designs. So that is not traditionally what we do. Traditionally, we have, hello, Feline, thank you so much for joining. Typically, we have 3 each of 3 designs. So bear with me as I sort things out. 1, 2, 3, because I cannot use everything is accounted for. Like, we need to make sure that we have everything. Okay, so that at our disposal. And yes, I cut some things, I punched some things, so I just need to make sure I find everything. I got a little bit of a harried mess. Feline, you are the best. I get so into what I'm doing and then forget. Yes, please like and share. We really appreciate you spreading the good news about what we're doing, because there are people out there who have never made a card before and it is the missing piece of their life. That sounds so dramatic, but the positivity and good feelings that I get from making cards and from being a part of this community is something that everyone should have in their lives. And I'm not saying that everyone's going to get that through making cards. Obviously, we're all part of the community that does get that type of feeling. Some people get real stressed about, like, being creative and stuff like that. But it's therapeutic, it's relaxing, it's enjoyable, and there are people out there who could use some more of that in their lives. So going ahead and getting one of every piece out of this box. Yay! Feline has really been enjoying the alternative classes. I am so happy to hear that. I think I knocked it out of the park this time, and I did it all by myself. I am in a season of life right now, not season of life, just part of the calendar where school is very demanding, and I also picked up one other thing to kind of a job, which I didn't need to do. However, I used to work for a photography studio, and they do back to school pictures, and they were looking for someone for 4 to 6 weeks to help with the, like, the ballooning of work they get this time of year. And I have always loved them. Obviously, I left them about 8 years ago, and I've had a yearning to get back to doing, to being in that network, doing that kind of work, being with those people, not like those people in general, but the Gullers and the people that work at Gullers. And God brought them back to me, and I said yes. So it's a really hectic, chaotic time right now, but I am enjoying it, and I'm feeling very fulfilled in everything that I'm doing. So I am not sleeping much, but I'm going to catch up on that when, we're back in school. So anyways, Chris and I did not have much or any overlap in the last week or two to design the cards. And so I worked on them 2 nights in a row. I got them pretty far, but I didn't really have the embellishments or the ribbon and some of the stamps that I needed. So I sent the pictures to Chris. She gave me some guidance on things that didn't quite sit right. And then I made a couple changes. Nothing like outrageous or outlandish, but a couple changes. And then came into the hive and grabbed some ribbon, and this morning found the embellishments, and they're good cards. So stay tuned, Feline. I think you'll be impressed. This kit in particular, so when they gave a preview, they showed this piece, which is ornate and beautiful. And there are a lot of elements like it. There's a lot of laser cutting in this kit, but it felt a little deceptive. And I'm not saying deceptive in a bad way. I'm just saying that when I saw the kit, like the actual cards we were going to be making, I was a little underwhelmed. Now, I do tend to like simple cards. I do tend to like white cards, so they're not bad, but I do know that this is not our audience. And call me out if I'm wrong, but I don't see this being something that really excites our typical audience. So I wanted to bring the cards to life and make them be more alive. White cards are good and great, but they're not everyone's cup of tea. So I really challenged myself to make them cards that fit our parameters. So more on that in a minute. For the time being, we need to start laying out what goes with each card. So we've got 3 cards. They all have the same card bases. They are white linen, so they've got a nice texture to them, which is great. And I'm just going to lay them out in the order that they are in front of me. So all of the pieces for the coral card are going to go on, did I flip this whole pile over? On this pile. All of the pieces for the turquoise card are going to go on this pile. So there's 5 of these. Pro tip, don't throw this away, or don't throw it away yet. It's a good spacer to help you when you're putting your horizontal strips down. Exactly, Feline. She says, I almost always make a few changes for the card kits. Like, not just these, but like probably even Christine's card kits to make it your own style. So I'm going to add that to the pile because it's going to help us later in life. All right. Then the last is composed of these pieces. Okay, so that's what we have. At this point, let's zoom back in. All right, so these are the stamps that are included. We have a stippling texture. We have a meandering foliage. It's quite the sprig there. We have a heart. I'm always here for you. Friend. I'm so sorry. And sending my whole heart at a time when words fall short. Here's a lay flat of all of the pieces that we just went through. And this month, our coordinating Stampin' Up! Colors include Basic Beige, Calypso Coral, Gray Granite. Gray Granite is also the Stampin' Spot that came in the kit. We also have Lost Lagoon, Petal Pink, and Pool Party. So we'll flip that back over. And we are starting with, this is what we just did, where we took the pieces, laid them out with each of the cards that they belong to, and then we move on to card number 1 is the blue card. So let's move these out of the way and zoom back out. Okay, so I already went ahead and burnished all of the card bases. That is step number 1, so check, we're done. All right, then, oh, where are the stamps? Did I leave them downstairs? Oh, I hope not. I know I brought them. Oh, boy. Oh, boy, oh, boy, oh, boy. Yeah, I don't think they're in here. Entertain yourselves while I go run a marathon. Oh my God. Well, what a relief it is that they were there. I knew I brought them though, because this morning, well, actually, I've been trying really hard to make sure everything is ready for the day before I go to bed at night, because I'm not a morning person. I want to say I'm working on it, but it's not going very well. So I've been trying to make a list of all of the things that I need to do the next day. Here's the things that, like, that's what I need to do at school when I get there. This is like, get the boys to mom by 8, like all the stuff, so that I have a roadmap to success. I also packed my bag ahead of time and, you know, all that good stuff. So I had the paper pumpkin packed, but I think I had the stamps off on a shelf or off to the side. For whatever reason, they weren't there. And through the grace of God alone, I saw them in the little bit of a chaos that this morning was and grabbed them. So I knew I had them, which is, you know, the most important thing. But they were down there on that gray granite pad that, remember, I said, oh man, I forgot to put the gray granite pad away. So guess what? The gray granite pad, it's now put away. All right, we're adding texture to 3 of the 5 strips in these approximate places. I wish I would have rotated the stamp between these two, but it is what it is. And then, okay, we gotta clean it. Okay, back here. Ouch, pinched my finger. And then the tiny little strip is for the word friend. Perfect. So that is all the stamping that we need to do for this card. Move the stuff out of the way for now. Okay. So we are adhering all of the strips with dimensionals. We'll worry about which ones are stamped later. Okay, so 3 dimensionals per. I got real bad shadows in here. Sorry, guys. Okay. Dimensionals. So obviously we all know about dimensionals and how they get everywhere. There's currently one on my floor on the top of my stairs to the basement that just makes me chuckle every time I walk past it. I should pick it up, but I find too much joy in seeing it there. And the other morning I woke up and one was stuck to my belly. So there you have it. Okay. I don't know if it was designed this way, but when I saw this, I saw it as a jig. So it is the size of the front of your card, and it is equidistantly spaced. Let's make sure our card opens the right way. So if you lay this down and put the strips within it, it's hard to get it exactly where we want it. Maybe it's just a smidge short from the card base, but it looks like regardless it's very close. Then we don't need to worry about spacing, which to me, these types of cards look good, but they're really hard because you gotta get them spaced well, otherwise it doesn't look good. You'll see what I did in my alternative to not use that kind of design because it's stressful to me. Okay, so is that one, or no, that one's the top one. Okay, so there, this one. Okay, so that's the just abouts of the arrangement. Scoop them up and in, and then I can zoom in. Do you guys like the zooming in? Because I'm happy to do it. It takes a little coordination. And sometimes I'm not coordinated. Okay, where's my little garbage can? Oh no, wow, that was silly. Okay. We'll put this over here. All right, then I'm just gonna go ahead and align them in the template. Again, I don't know if this is what it was intended for. I did not do this because I have not yet made this card. I made an alternative version of this card, but when we do Paper Pumpkin, we only make one set of the Paper Pumpkin cards, and it is right now, right in front of you. So, enjoy the live train wreck that sometimes it feels like it is. I'm being dramatic, sorry. Hello, Marcia. Thank you for joining. Okay, 2 more. Oops. See? I have a garbage and I literally tried to throw them away and they follow me. Okay, now this might be a little bit of a pain to get out. But I feel pretty good about how that turned out. So, if you think it helps, go ahead and use it. If you don't think that that is anything you're worried about or would rather just freeball it, totally fine. Okay, again, I'm not the type of person who's going to use tear and tape when I can and should use liquid glue. So I'm going to go ahead and just glue up the leaves on then this goes, so I want a game plan because with liquid glue, I don't want to be, there's no mistakes in card making but happy accidents. I need to be reminded of that every once in a while. So I want to game plan where I want this to fall because I don't want to have to shimmy it. The beautiful thing about liquid glue is I can shimmy it, but I don't necessarily want to and get glue everywhere. So I want it to be roughly there-ish. Now I know I have glue on the back of every petal, so I'm just going to tap on every petal to make sure they're good and stuck. All right, then we have dimensionals behind the word friend and behind the hello, and there is no ribbon on this card. This card is Mary Novak, not a problem. Thank you so much for joining. Dimensionals. Oh. Why would I put them back there? Oh, silly, silly me. Ah. Good. Okay, I will try to remember to do the zoom shots, and then the other thing I need to try to remember to do is stay within, because I have this big workspace, but it's not all visible to you. So I need to be oriented to know where I can work and try to remember to work within those bounds. But yeah, I can understand why it would be helpful. Okay, so hello, friend. So hello goes nestled in here. Now, I'm a little confused about the friend because it also has dimensionals, but it's these dimensional backs. They will follow you to the grave. I am convinced of it. Okay, so wow, this is also crooked. Good job, Kelly. The paper pumpkin dimensionals are a little more, they're thicker, but they're also a little more like, I don't know, gooey, if that's quite the right word for it, but they're harder to move once you've put them down. So friend needs to, see, it looks like it's, I'm going to disagree here. I'm going to take the dimensionals off because it looks like this is behind the leaf and it looks like it's under the hello, and I cannot accomplish all of that with dimensionals. I am going to, oh my, that's the wrong side. I am going to use the glue. Now I do need to get glue in a bunch of spaces on here. Normally I would not glue this up near this much, but there's a whole void in the middle that is not going to attach to anything. So flip this over. I'm gonna tuck it under the leaf. I like that. I like that element. I think it's a really great design element. And then tuck it up. And put it there. So, minor change, you can do whatever you so please, but I think that is how I want it. All right, card number 1 is in the books. We do have these beautiful envelopes, so this would be the coordinating envelope for with this card. Yay! Pretty. Okay. Card number 2. Is it gray or is it coral? I'm guessing gray. Oh, I would be wrong. It is the coral one. The coral one is the next one on my pile, so I should have known. All right, so burnish the card base is step number 1. Done and done. Step number 2, I'm going to move this off to the side now. Step number 2 is stamping and ribbon. So there's only one stamp on this card, and it is the Hallelujah. Sending my whole heart at a time when words fall short. Lots of words on a small itty bitty little stamp. You know you have quality stamps when the words are that small and they're still discernible. It doesn't just merge into one word. Okay, the next thing we are doing is embellishing it with some ribbon. So let's stick these two pieces together. So we've got the light in the upper right-hand corner, and then we're going to adhere. Oh, wait. Just kidding. We're putting dimensionals on the back of the circle, and ribbon is going between these layers. Duh, that makes sense. Okay, so we need 15 inches of twine. So I've got 13 inches on the board here. So that makes 15. All right, then we are, again, creating that diagonal, putting a piece of tear and tape in the middle. And then we're going to go start here, loop, 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 finish here. Okay, so each side is going to have a starting point or a finishing point and 2 loops. So let's try that. I don't know how big I want these loops. Not that big, because I've run out. Let's see if I can. Okay. Make that last loop just a smidge smaller. Okay, that was 15 inches. Those are the size of my loops, and I got nothing to trim off. So I think that is perfect. Okay, here in the world of Cards by Christine, we do like to finish with a tear and tape sandwich. Get that nice and secure in there, and then we will put the sentiment on. I think there is always one stuck to my finger. Okay, so get that there. One of the dimensional backs didn't come off. I was like, what's going on here? Okay, Very good. Pretty. I like that. All right. Then we've got dimensionals.
It's 9:45 a.m.
Okay, you guys, I'm sure you're hearing that. My phone announces, this is only new like for a week or two now. My phone announces every 15 minutes what time it is because I suffer from time blindness. I get sucked into something, lose track of time, and don't go to bed on time or am late all the time. Now, I'm not saying that I'm not late now because of this, but it is a lot, substantially better. So it's just an app. I actually was reminded of this. Granted, I worked at Gullers 8 years ago, I think. My son is 8, and maybe 9 years ago, 8 to 9 years ago. And even back then, my coworker Shannon had that function on her computer where it would say every 15 minutes, it is 9:15 a.m. or it is, 3 o'clock or whatever. And so I've only been there twice for this project, two small, like a training session and then a kind of jump in session. And I heard it just like I used to every day when I worked with her. And it just stuck with me like, yes, that is what my brain needs. And she works on a Mac computer. I don't have a Mac computer and I'm not always with my computer. So I was like, there's gotta be something for a phone. There actually is a clock. It's like $50. And again, I'm not with a clock at all times. So I said, there's gotta be an app on the phone. And I tried one and it wasn't working or whatever. And then I tried this one and I've had it on ever since. And you can set time parameters. So it starts announcing at 7 o'clock. It stops announcing at 10 o'clock. And you can set the interval and I think you can set what it says. It has made a transformative difference in my day. So 10 out of 10 recommend. All right, and then this gets adhered with, they say tear and tape. I'm gonna do liquid glue. Oh, Zachy. Zach said cool cards. Zachy, which one do you like better? And we're not done yet, but I'll bring the other one back so you can tell me. Okay, most important part here, make sure that your sentiment is not slouching. So Zachy, here are your two options. I'm glad you're watching, Mommy. I appreciate it. Do you have a preference? And while we're doing that, here's the coordinating envelope for the card we just made. I'll put this back. And next, of course, we're going to have our gray card. And I'll move that out of the way now, so hopefully Zach has seen it. But in the end, we're going to bring all of the cards back in for everyone to vote. And then I'm going to show off my alternative cards, which, trust me, it's worth the wait. Okay, last but certainly not least. Okay, we've got the card burnish. That's step one. Feline. Valid. She said, if you were waiting for a tedious day to get finished, that app could make your day feel like it's going by so slow. It's funny though. So 15-minute increments is maybe a bit much. Like I could see people wanting or doing 30-minute increments, but for me, it's the 15-minute increments is perfect. But yes, I can see what you're saying. But sometimes I'm like, oh my gosh, it's been 15 minutes already. Like, wow, okay, I gotta keep moving. Or, it really keeps me much more alert and aware and conscious. So, all right, we have a banner and it says, I'm always here for you. So yes, you're probably hearing that every 15 minutes. It's not loud. You can also set, so like the volume of your phone doesn't matter. You can set the volume for the announcement. So I had it a little too quiet, so I turned it up just a little bit. That looks like it's crooked. Sure is. So I turned it up a little bit so that I could hear it amongst the hustle and bustle of my day. Yesterday when I was at school, I realized it probably is going to have to be louder when I'm at school because, first of all, there are no kids at school yet. None. There's just ambient noise. Both like the orange. Oh, thank you, boys. I'm surprised. Blue's your favorite color. But the orange is very pretty with all the leaves. Oh, no, I'm not done yet. Just the ambient noise that is in a school. The air system. Well, we don't have air conditioning at our school. But, you know, just the things that are happening. So when there are students in the building, I'm never going to hear it. And that's kind of okay because I have classes. My classes rotate from 20 to 35 minutes. 20 minutes being like the, you know, 3-year-olds. I'm nervous for that. I haven't done 3-year-old art. I have done 3-year-old Phi-Ed, but I have not done 3-year-old art yet. And so that's gonna be a learning curve. And then 25 minutes for the 4-year-old, the pre-kindergarten, and then 30 minutes for most of the other groups and 35 minutes for my oldest group. So I kind of have like a built-in frame of reference for the time because I'm rotating students throughout the whole day. So I'm not too worried about it, but yeah, I'm very well aware that there is not a chance I'm going to hear it at school. I also am gearing my brain back up for all that hyper stimulation throughout the day. It's a lot. Okay, I'm done stamping now, so I'm going to try to get all of these stamps back on the carrier sheet, which is like literally the hardest thing in the whole entire world. They all came on it, but are they all going to fit back on it? And the answer is yes, but also no. How? How is this possible? Oh, goodness. Okay, so this has to be... All right, we did it. Okay, stamps are done, which means stamp pad is done and block is done. Stamp, stamp. Next is 15 inches again of ribbon, and that's getting wrapped around and tied in a bow. Whoa. So let's get 15 inches. Okay, so I'm going to hold an end, wrap it once, wrap it twice, and then bring it back to make a bow. What I have left, in my opinion, that is impossible to make a bow with. So I'm going to not do it that way, or if that's the way you want to do it, I highly advise that you cut more than 15 inches. I'm going to, first of all, do ribbon conservation. Second of all, do a bow on the bow maker. I pray to God there's a bow maker up here. There's a bow maker up here somewhere. I don't see it by the filming station. I'll have to go on a little bit of a scavenger hunt. Woo! Okay, this layer is getting dimensionalized, so... What is the app called? Great question. So first of all, I have an Android phone. and I don't know. A lot of apps are available on both. It is called Talking Clock. It is the second one I tried. The first one, I also have a different app on my phone that kind of restricts distracting behaviors. It also, like, my phone is all black and white. Like, it, you know, the literal Facebook icon and all of the icons are designed to draw you in. So this takes that away. It also, so that app, and I don't remember what that app is called, takes over my phone. So I think it restricted the other app from working over the top of it. I'm not quite sure, but either way, I didn't like that one as much. Anyways, this one is called Talking Clock, and it works with my whatever that's called, and I just love it. I love it, love it, love it. Oh yeah, so here we go. Let's see if I can. This gets matted over there. Oh, I was gonna, oh, I did, okay. Now, bow maker, where would I be? I don't see it at a real quick glance, and I don't want to waste your time, so I'm just going to try to make a bow with my hands. If I would have had my bow maker, oh my gosh, I just did it. If I would have had my bow maker, I probably would have made a double bow, but I wouldn't even know how to attempt to make a double bow without a bow maker, so. All right, so we've got a bow. Now we're gonna put a glue dot on it. And we're gonna put it in place somewhere in this vicinity. We're gonna tell the tails who's boss. And we're gonna trim the tails. All right. So, I didn't show you, but I just threw away whatever was left. And I guess what I'm trying to say is there was some left, which there was not enough of before, in my opinion. So, if you want to achieve the look that it was designed to be, I suggest you do it that way. All right, then we have dimensionals behind this guy. They are mini dimensionals, but they're gonna be a little tight on these leaves. The only good thing about that is it's a white on white card, so if a little bit of a dimensional peeks out, you're not necessarily gonna see it. So there you be. Okay. This then, uh-oh, I'm stuck to myself. This then hovers over the top of what we stamped. You know what? I can't tell if the ribbon is supposed to go on top of that, or I might have done this in the wrong order. It does look like the ribbon is supposed to go on top of it, so I'm just going to sneak that under there and lay this down. And then I'm always here for you is going to have glue or tear and tape on one side and a small dimensional, two small dimensionals on the other side. This is going to go up here.
It's 10 a.m.
You guys, it's 10 a.m. in case you didn't know. All right, I'm always here for you. There you go. Coordinating gray envelope for this card. Got our other two cards here. And it is time to vote. Do we have a favorite? My favorite is the blue one. Okay. Now, without further ado, I'm going to move these away. And we're going to talk about what we're making. And what we're making, not today, are the alternatives. Mom, if you're still watching, this is what we'll be getting. Okay, so I like that. But like I said, I think it's difficult to get these to line up and match up. So I stamped on each of them and tried to make them look a little bit like DSP. Also, as always, ooh, we like the orange one. Number 3 was the gray one. So yes, we've got a lot of love all over the place, which is great. They are pretty. I like the blue, but the orange floral cutout is eye-catching too. I agree. I love the floral cutout, and I cannot wait to show you what I did with it. So I brought in more color. I wanted and felt like needed more color. And then, as always, brought in ribbon and embellishments. Now, yes, this is the ribbon from the kit, but every card has ribbon and every card has embellishments. So I love how this one turned out. I love it a lot. Okay, then I had a couple other pieces from that card. So I actually took the envelope flap and made a piece of DSP out of it, cut the foliage into 2 pieces and put the hello on. I think these are nested essential dies. And of course, brought in some ribbon. I love the double matted look on this. I think that really, really looks nice. Okay, then we have this card. This card became a lot of things. Oh yeah, of course the gray shot over there. Okay, that card became these cards. If you've been a member of this channel for any time, you know that I am all about fall and the fall colors and leaves. So we actually used this as a stencil and used some blending brushes in Calypso. Whoa! Cajun Craze, Pumpkin Pie, and Crushed Curry. Then I actually cut the leaves out of it and rotated the frame. So we have a reverse gradient, and then brought in a die cut, a punch, and another die cut. Of course, we added some ribbon and some embellishments. And this is a oh my wow card. Then over here, we took the piece that we cut out and matted it on a piece of white, and then again matted it on a piece of orange to still have more wow out of that one piece. Made lots and lots of wow. And then last, but absolutely certainly not least, we usually try to shoot for about 5 cards out of the alternative class. We have this card over here, which also uses an envelope. It uses the envelope from the coral card. We have a card on a card. So we took that pretty piece from that card, which, you know, to me, these laser cut elements are fighting with each other, so separated them. Used this amazing coral and copper ribbon, and then added some embellishments. So we've got a card on a card. I also stamped on the envelope piece to make it seem more like a piece of DSP, and then finished it off on the inside. So here are your alternative cards for the August Paper Pumpkin Kindred Greetings Altered and Edited class. Yes, Feline, Pooh matches the fall orange yellow colors and the whole 100 Acre Woods so well. It's meant to be. All right, Feline loves the alternative cards, which is great news. So these will be featured on our showcase, which is tomorrow. So you will see them there, and then they will be on the September registration form for you to sign up so that we can get to kitting. This is a quick turnaround. It always is. So we like you to register as early as you can. So, yay! Thank you so much for joining. I appreciate you being here with me. I appreciate you supporting us in all the ways that you support us, whether it is watching, commenting, sharing, liking, buying Stampin' Up! Products, buying card kits, or just being a part of this amazing community. Quick reminder, head out to my Facebook page if you are interested in sponsoring one of my art caddies. It's only $10, and all the information about how you can do that is found on my personal Facebook page. I promise that's the last plug. And I see another comment. Love the alternative cards. Thank you, Susan. So thank you so much for everything you do and for being here and for being a part of this community and a part of our lives and a part of my life. I really appreciate you, every single one of you. So until next time, sending lots of sunshine, love, big hugs, rainbows, and bright skies your way.